That's right. It's the end of the day, and it's time to go home. I hope you guys had a blessed day today. That you know, I don't know how easy breezy or relaxing it could have been for you, but hopefully you had a good day. Hope your commute this morning, if you had to be out to commute to your job this morning, you were doing okay. You had a nice drive in or to work, or maybe going home. That everything worked out peacefully for you. I know my video this morning, I was speaking on domestic violence and things like that from what I saw when I got home yesterday. And to think about it, it's like, it's disturbing to the fact that where you really have to be fighting someone, or you're in an argument to where it gets physical to, over some silliness. But like I said, growing up, I've seen it, and dealt with it, being as a kid. I can think about like different instances. I told you maybe about like one or two this morning, but it was also, you know, also to the point to where for us, my mom being married to this man, her second husband, like I said, we just felt like we were living in hell, just being tortured. And I talked about this with my sister, not just my mom, but I talked to my mom about it, like I said, about 18 years ago, of how I felt about things with her being married to him, and how I felt as a kid. And I remember the first, like my mom told us, like when we first met him and things like that, it wasn't like on an outing and let me get to know your kids and you get to, you know, interact with your children, nothing like that. You know, I remember we went over to his place, his apartment, but we stayed in the other room. It's not like he was socializing with us, right? And I remember my mom sit there and sat us down, and then she asked us how we feel about her marrying him. And I remember I was crying. As a kid, I was crying. Because, like, you know, like me and my sister were talking about it, we just like, you want your parent to be happy, right? But you wanted your parent to be happy, you just be like, if that makes you happy. And I remember telling my mom that, of telling her, I don't like him. I don't like him. I said, but if they'll make you happy, then okay. I was only like 9 or 10 at the time, like before she married him. And I knew I didn't like a man. And usually, you know, I don't like, for me, myself, when it comes across certain dudes or guys or whatever it is, I'll sit up there, and especially when it comes to my mom, and not in my own self, I'll be like, I don't like them. If I don't like them, it's usually for a reason. And I usually have to tell, you know, my mom if she introduces me to someone in particular, or I'm on the phone with her and I hear them in the background, if my mom is dating someone or interested in talking to someone, then I usually be like, oh, okay, Mom, I don't think that's the right dude. That's not the right dude. Because, you know, when you don't want to be bothered, they gonna still be there because they don't understand what no means. Or my mom dated some other dude. I think he lived in Philly or Pennsylvania or something like that, right? But he would come to visit my mom, right? And when I met him, and I'm just looking at him, and I know I would be laughing because, like I said, at the time, I was in my 20s. 20s. My mom was in her 40s, right? But the dude she was dating had to be like 60, almost 20 years, if not more than 20 years older than her, right? And I'm looking at him and I'm like, Mama. And I told her this later, not in front of him. And she had me go with her to drop him off back at the airport for his flight to go home. Now this is, like I said, years ago. And I'm just looking at the dude. So when, we dropped him off at the airport, because we went to Denny's to have breakfast before he left. And so once we dropped him off, and I said, Mama, no. I said, I don't know what it is about these old men that you seem to be attracted to, that's got one foot in the grave and one foot on, and the other one's on oxygen. I don't really know what's going on, right? I was like, but that dude, I said, you don't need a daddy. I said, you had a father. My father's no longer here, my grandfather. My dad's father. I was like, you don't need a daddy. You don't need somebody trying to be your father. I said, because that's what that situation is. And I'm just looking at him. I ain't never met him but that one time. I said, you don't need for somebody to be trying to tell you what to do, when to do it, and what's, right and wrong. So I ain't care for him. Like I said, it was another guy, and I never even met him. I'm trying to think. I'll take that back. I did. I met him once because I went over to my mom's place, right? And I was still working at the phone company, and I was on a split. So I just went to my mom's place, and I didn't go home. And I'm sitting there, and I'm watching TV, and he comes through her door, and I'm thinking it's my mom. And he walks in, and I'm looking like, I don't know if this is the maintenance dude or somebody works in the complex or whatever that's coming to fix something. And I'm looking at him. I was like, who are you? And he tells me who he is. And he said, oh, I didn't know you were going to be here. And he introduced himself. And I'm like, okay. And me and my brother are always looking at dudes that, my mom dates or, calls herself to get to know. May not be, dating at the time, and we just be looking at them. My brother will tell you in a minute, they're bums. That's his favorite word. They're bums. He'll tell me that if I talk about a guy or introduce a dude, and my brother just be like, they're bum. He's a bum. I don't think my brother likes anybody, really, or any of us. He just thinks they're bums, right? And I just was like, when you don't want to be bothered, Mom, and he had a key to your place, when you don't want to be bothered, he ain't going to know how to, understand the word no. He's not going to understand how to leave you alone. So that's not a good look and a good situation. And I remember talking to my mom, I want to say maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. Was it? Maybe about 2 years ago, maybe not 3, right? And, being on a Christian mingle dating site, right, is what my mom was on at the time. And she showed me a picture and this guy's profile and everything. And I told my mom, I looked at that picture. Now, the dude is standing there, supposedly in his office at work. But he has his foot cocked up on his desk. Like one leg down, another foot up on his desk. Standing there looking into the camera. And I was like, I don't know who took this picture for him or if he took this picture himself. I said, no, Mama. No. I said, I can already tell you now. No. And she was like, you don't think he was, no. I said, Mama, let me ask you something. I said, any man that you've introduced to me or that I've heard in the background while you're talking or whatever it is, and I say, have I been wrong when I told you that's not the dude. Like, you shouldn't talk to them, be bothered with them, or move on. I said, have I been wrong about any dude that you've ever brought in front of my face or I heard over the phone? That you have me talk to over the phone? I said, have I been wrong about any of them? She said, no. I said, okay, well, I'm telling you about this dude. No. And the reason I say about over the phone is my mom was dating a particular guy or talking to him or whatever. And I'm on the phone with my mom, but she happens to be over at his place. Or they were in the car or something, right? And I'm talking to my mom, and he's in the background, and I'm asking my mom, I was like, who is that? And she was like, oh, that's just my friend and whoever, right? I was like, oh. So she gives him the phone, and he has the nerves to call me Kimmy. Dude, Kimmy is not my name. And the second thing is, I don't even freaking know you. So that's strike one. You calling me a name that I don't answer to. You don't call me that because I don't know you, for two. And three, you just piss me off and I really just don't freaking like you. So when I gave my mom back the phone, I was like, don't ever give him the phone again or have me talk to him ever again. Because I'm looking like you felt like you were comfortable enough to call me by a name that's not mine. My name is not Kimmy. I may answer to Kim. I may answer to Kimberly. If I'm answering Kimmy from anybody, it's my mother and mother only. Plain and simple. I take that back. My aunts. My aunts may call me Kimmy. I take that back. Basically, if you're not family, you don't run in my bloodline, don't do it. Don't do it. So, to me, I'm looking like, sorry, I'm trying to get some things off my phone. Notifications that come across. But, I've seen my mom in different situations with different people to where they just weren't cool people. It's like, a wolf in sheep clothing. People show you the representative, and then you get to know who the hell they are down the line. Unfortunately for Kim, I don't have time for all that. How I am and who I am, you get to meet up front. There's no representative for me. You get to meet up front. So you can make that choice, and I'm not taking it away from you. You can make that choice if you figure you can deal with me, tolerate me, think I'm cool enough just to talk to, be friends with, or whatever it is, or date, whatever, right? But I'm not going to hide who I am from anybody. I'm going to be myself, because I can't sit up there with all that on my shoulder and you just trying to be sweet and pleasant, and knowing there are days that you have to where you're irritated, you may be moody or things like that. And I understand they say don't tell everything and don't give everything away in the beginning. But there's nothing wrong if you're having an honest discussion with someone. You're actually fully telling them about yourself. If you're talking about yourself with someone that you are potentially getting to know or possibly may date. Have these conversations, talk with them. As you get further along down the line of dating them or getting to know them, start to have these conversations. Push the envelope. Don't sit there and just whatever, sweet and nice, or the dude's like, yeah, I'm real cool, and I try not to do this. Look. Be like, come here. If you cannot be yourself, so therefore I can choose and have the option to know if you're an asshole, slick talker, bullshitter. If you're a liar like that, that way I can make my own choice and option of saying, I'm cool, you know, or, you know, you seem to be cool people. Maybe we could talk, you know, I don't mean mind exchanging numbers. But, no way, shape, form, or fashion should you be making choices for other people when it's pertaining to their life. And I'm talking about grown people, right? I'm not talking about children. Don't take their options away if you know that certain things about yourself you want to hide. Like, I was watching this show, and I know I'm bouncing around from different subjects and stuff, right? I was watching this show with Love is Blind. And one of the guys on there didn't disclose to the woman that he proposed to for engagement that he was, he said he loves who he loves. He used to date men and women, be in relationships with both men and women. That's his business. But he didn't disclose that to her, meaning he took that option away from her. And she was like, well, why didn't you tell me this in the beginning? He said, well, other girls didn't have a problem with it when I told them. And he said, well, she was like, well, did you tell them in the beginning when you were first getting serious about them or being in a relationship? And he just kept hollering, I don't understand why you getting upset. Other women didn't have a problem with it. And she was like, because you lied. Well, I didn't really lie. I just didn't tell you everything. That's very pertinent about yourself. So for her, that omission is a lie. He should have just been honest and truthful and be like, you know, I have to tell you something about my past. I don't know if you're going to be cool with it or if you're going to come on out the bag. You understand what I'm saying? But don't take that away from him. And she felt like he took her choice and her option away from her, because he wanted to make the choice of, kept saying, I don't know if I can tell her, I don't know when I can tell her, but I know I need to tell her. But he waits till they're on so-called a honeymoon phase, right? Before they actually have to go through this 30-day process of saying if they're going to actually marry this person, right? So for 30 days, they're supposed to be engaged. But on the way, he did not tell her. So she felt like she was robbed of the process by him. That's what I mean, like, don't take people's choices and options away from them. Let them make that choice and option. If they want to deal with you or not. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. Let me be like, okay, well, hey man, I can't deal with you being around me, all that, you know, with all that rah-rah, whatever it is, you know, you cool or whatever, or, hey, this is just not my cup of tea. You understand what I'm saying? It's the way that you, how can I say it? Not so much of how you present yourself, but it is how you present yourself. So if you're trying to present yourself in a manner, okay, look here, I don't know exactly what this little van is trying to do. Like, it's a curve you go around. There's 2 lanes, right? But the far right lane shortens, and eventually you're going to have to merge into the second lane, which I'm in the second lane. But this little Nissan is just cruising along, and I'm trying to, like, slow enough to give it an option to go ahead and go up, speed up a little bit so it can go ahead and merge over. But they still cruising along. So guess what? Kim just gonna keep going in this second lane, and you can merge in behind her. That's how that worked for me on this day. Back to what I was saying. Don't take people for granted. Don't take people's options from them. Just let someone make their choice to deal with you or not to deal with you. And I think right now, because so many people are quarantined together that may have never really had to be forced to be around each other, you know, that don't live with each other. And I take it that they didn't live together, the incident from yesterday. But I remember looking, and I'm looking like, what the hell? So I didn't call the police. Another guy called the police. But I did call the office and let them know, hey, these people out here are fighting. And they all up on people's cars. And they was like, oh, okay. And I just let them know. But because I found that to be disturbing, because I called the office, because at first I'm looking like what's going on with the situation. But when I get in the house and I'm looking out the window to see if they're still tussling or whatever on the ground, or like I said, before I can even get out the car, he had her pinned on the front hood of somebody else's car. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I sat up there. Like I said, I went in the house because I'm looking like I'm not about to be in the middle of this shit. I'm not having, how it as. And plus, I really didn't know what direction they were moving, since they already are on somebody else's car. That's 2 cars from me, right? And then I'm like, okay, let me get in the house, because they come this way. I'm not trying to get in the middle of who's swinging on who's wrestling with who, and get knocked down with who. No. So I made it in my house, and I called the office, and I let them know. Like I said, another guy came out, because he's watching the same scene that I'm watching, of a man holding on to this woman, and they sit here, swinging on each other. So he was like, if y'all don't stop, I'm going to call the police. And they still going at it. So he calls the police. And so while he's talking to the police on the phone, or dispatch on the phone, he's explaining, like, I don't know what it is he's saying, because like I'm in the house, I'm looking through the windows. And only thing whatever it is she asked him, he was like, ma'am, I don't know. He was like, I just said I don't know. So I don't know what they were asking him. So while he's on the phone, because he's gonna step back, but he's still looking at the situation. And so the guy let go of the girl. He goes to pick up his t-shirt. He wraps it around his fist, and then he goes toward that man with his fist balled up. And the guy is telling him, I've called the police. And he's like right up on the dude in his face. He didn't swing on him and whatever. I don't know what was said, because they wasn't talking loud, right? And so he's backing up from the guy. Like, he's backing up real quickly from the dude, and the guy keeps coming toward him. So then the guy turns around and goes back over there where the lady is. But they're not tussling and arguing and fighting anymore. It's on a calm state. And so he walks away from her, and he walks to the end of the curb. While he's walking at the end of the curb, the other guy is still on the phone with the police. And next you hear the sirens, right? Because I heard him give out the address. You hear the sirens. So you see the dude standing there at the end of the sidewalk. And then next you just see him taking off running and then jumping over the fence line, right? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh, okay. So he jumps over the fence line and takes off. Next thing you see the patrol unit, SUV, roll up and slams on brakes, right? And they hop out the car. I was like, okay, but they don't go over the fence line, because it's a very tall fence. They don't go over that fence line and look for him. So I guess another unit must have caught him, because like I said in the video this morning, they brought him back over to where we were, where the lady was, and brought him outside of the car. And I guess they asked him questions, because they had her sitting in the back of the car until, I guess they got everything situated. And then they eventually let her go from the back of the car. And they took him on in the patrol car, because next thing I know, there was like six patrol SUVs and one patrol unit car. I was like, God dang. I said, oh, that's for one person? That one jumped the fence hit? I said, oh, Lord. So it was that. Because like I said, the police unit that showed up was standing there talking to her for a very long time before the other unit showed up. I was like, God damn. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on for me. Gotta check the mail. Alright, I'm back. So I'm looking at all these units, and I'm talking to my best friend on the phone until he has to get off the phone. And then, sorry y'all, my seat just feels funny. It really does. Hold on. Okay. So, I'm on the phone with my best friend, talking to him and telling him what's going on. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah. And we go from there to where I get off the phone with him and I go warm up my food. And I talk to my mom and everything. I'm just trying to see if she got her mask that I sent to her and my great aunt, right? And she said, no, they hadn't. So I got a notification today telling me that it should be delivered today, right? And I was like, okay. The notification that I got yesterday, I misread it. And it was saying that it reached the destination, but it had not been out for delivery. So today, the notification I got saying that it reached its destination and it should be delivered by today. I said, okay, good. That's great. That's great. She should get it today. That's great, right? So domestic violence is not anything not to take lightly or anything, you know, it's a serious situation. And, you know, people, sorry, on my eyes itching like crazy. Sorry. Oh, it's a lash. See? I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't even know if you can see it, if it even zooms in. But either way, it was a lash in my eye. Take that seriously. Like, don't put your hands on each other. If it's that serious, it's just called walk away. If it increases and it doesn't seem to simmer down, no, doesn't matter if it's a male or female who starts it. It's time to leave that relationship. It's time to leave it. I always, you know, told any guy I've ever dated, if you ever put your hands on me, don't. Because your best bet is to walk away. Because if not, I'm going to jail. Because I'm not going to sit there and let somebody just put their hands on me. I had one guy I went to the movies with. I said I probably dated him no more than like a month or two, something like that, right? So I live in California. We go to the movies, and he wants to go from the movie we paid for and then like sneak into other theaters, right? And go see other movies. I didn't want to see any other movies. I just wanted to go ahead and leave. Call me a party pooper, whatever. I want to go. And I was like, I'm not about to do all that. And so I was like, I'm ready to go. I'm just ready to go. And we get out to his vehicle, and because my vehicle was parked at his house, we got to his vehicle, and he was like, why you acting funny, and this, that, and the third. And I'm like I don't even want to talk to you right now, you know. So only thing I'm doing is proceeding onto his vehicle, right? So I can get in the vehicle. So because I won't stop and talk to him, he grabs my arm, the back of my arm, turns me around, and like he's holding my wrist for me to talk to him. I was like, let go of me, let go of my hands. I bruise easily, let go of me, let go of my hands. Because at this point, you have violated my space and me. Because you fear because I'm not talking to you that you gonna restrain me when there's no need to. No. No. I haven't attacked you, ain't put my hands on you, I haven't done anything of that nature. No. So, needless to say, as you can see, Kim is not in a relationship, and this was years ago. I didn't stay in that one. No. You know, he would seem to be a cool dude. He would have me come over on the weekends. He would take my car to be washed and clean off on the inside. We'd go to eat and things like that. We would go to his friend's house to like different outings and things like that, and that was cool. But once you put your hands on me, that's a different story and a different ballpark. And Kim ain't staying for it at all. No. So, like I said, domestic violence is a very serious situation. And you guys just be careful out there. Be careful, be safe, be blessed. Love on each other. But don't be at a point where you're physically putting hands on each other in a violent manner. Now, there's all type of forms of being violent, like they said, from not just physical. It can be verbal. And no. Verbal abuse is just as strong and violent as physical. You just got to choose what's healthy for you in your life. And that's just not healthy for me. Like I said, I like to be a peaceful person. I like to just be on a calm plane and be okay with it. And know that I'm loved enough to not want to be loved like that. Okay? But I made it here to this house. So, Hun Buns, I hope you had a good commute. Hope you got home safely, got to your destination safely, got to work safely, and that you have a good weekend. And that you stay blessed. Be careful. Know that you are loved. Love yourself. Love others around you as much as you can. Because right now in this situation, in these times, these days, you just never know. Okay? So, alright, Hun Bun. I hope to talk to you guys the next time I'm in the car. So, I don't plan on going anywhere this weekend. Didn't make no plans to go anywhere this weekend. So, I'll see y'all on Monday, possibly.